¿Qué es un coffee shop?
Coffee shop. The coffee shop is a word that is invented by, well, the word exists of course, but the connection with softdrugs is invented by the guy from the builder. Because at first you had tea houses, they call it tea houses, where you could get weed, and that was really connected with hippies and smoking. And he wanted to start something new, you know, like 2.0 or something. So he left the tea house word, because everybody knew it was a tea house. You could get tea and tea, you know. And then he started a coffee shop, and then in 30, 40 years it became mainstream word for what we have now. A coffee shop here in Holland is, besides you sell coffee, it's like a bar, but then with cannabis. You meet people, it's a social place to come. And instead of drinking beer, you smoke cannabis.
¿Cómo deciden qué tipo de productos se van a vender en el coffee shop?
First you have your regular connections, so people who grow for you on a regular basis. And you make understandings with them so they know what I want and they know how I want it, or at least my customers want it. So when we get it in, we test it, and sometimes we send it to a lab, and sometimes we just test it with our own sort of lab people. We smoke it.
¿Cuáles son las restricciones que tienes para la venta de los productos?
First of all, you have for the shop you have AHOJG. That's like the short for, it's like, obviously you can make advertisement, it's the A. Everybody has to be 18 plus. It's not allowed to have any hard drugs or sell any hard drugs. They make a distinction between soft drugs like alcohol and cannabis, and hard drugs like cocaine and heroin. So if they find this in your shop, you're closed.
Okay.
You cannot give troubles for the neighborhood. Okay. So if you do that, you can also have a problem. And then what I said, 18 years is very important. And in the south of the country, they also do no foreigners, but here it's no problem.
¿Cuáles son los requerimientos que pide el gobierno para abrir un coffee shop?
You get a thorough checkup, and it's called BBOP. And what they check is like if you have no connections with any criminal organization, if you have never been caught with weapons or really heavy criminality. They check you really thoroughly. They check where your money comes from. They check how you buy it, how you rent it. They check everything. If they check that, then you can get a license.
¿Qué tipo de gente visita tu establecimiento?
It's like from old men. In the morning, if you come here, you see the really old men, like 60, 70, who get a smoke for the day. Housewives who can vacuum a really nice stove on the ash. Students. Working people, people with no work, like everything, like every layer of this society actually.
Okay. ¿Tú crees que la existencia de estos lugares donde se venden drogas suaves ayuda a contrarrestar los problemas del narcotráfico?
No, the main thing about coffee shops, I think, is the separation of hard drugs and soft drugs.
Okay.
In my bar, you won't find, at my coffee shop, you won't find any hard drugs. In my bar also, but you won't find. And I've been in New York years back and years again and again and again. And every time I have friends there, they just call somebody. This guy comes with a suitcase, and they have like everything. They have hash from Morocco, hash from India, even weed from cannabis from Holland. But they also have cocaine, heroin, crack. It's all in the same suitcase. And that's the best thing about the coffee shop. You separate it. Okay. So people can smoke and don't have to be in contact ever in their life with hard drugs. I think that's one of the good things about coffee shop.
Okay. ¿Quién está a cargo de la regulación de este tipo de establecimientos?
All regulations is of course the Ministry of Justice, but then all the cities are allowed to make their own regulations within this.
Okay.
So some cities will say, I don't want any coffee shop, so they don't. And some people say, like, I have restrictions, so many coffee shop. Others say, like, I don't care, so it depends on the city.
A mis espaldas se encuentra el Ministerio de Justicia, donde se Ellos son los encargados de regular los coffee shops y la venta de drogas suaves en territorio holandés. Lamentablemente no quisieron hablar delante de nuestras cámaras porque según ellos esto sigue siendo un experimento. Irónicamente, la venta y el consumo de drogas suaves como la marihuana sigue siendo un tema tabú entre la sociedad y entre las autoridades holandesas.
I think the coffee shop culture in Holland is quite, a big part of the culture, of the Dutch culture. And at the same time, I think most Dutch people, I'm not Dutch, I'm German, most Dutch people are fine with having coffee shops. And I think it's not a big problem for the city, it's peaceful, most coffee shops are peaceful, and people go in there and buy their weed like they sometimes buy their alcohol in a liquor store, and then they get out. Yeah, so I agree. I agree with it.
It depends where you come from. I mean, in The Hague or wherever a city where there are coffee shops, it's really accepted, I think. But if you go more to where I live, it's far away from here. Then the opinion is worse about weed and because they don't know what it is. They just see it as a drug, But I see alcohol as a drug as well. But alcohol is accepted everywhere, and where I come from, alcohol is accepted. Everybody does it. But if you're talking about weed, then suddenly it gets more of a drug,
¿Por qué a veces se siente que todo este tema de los coffee shops y la venta de drogas suaves se hace por debajo de la mesa?
Yeah, I don't know why the government here is so afraid to change things. Well, we have this really Christian-based country, and I think from there, drugs is drugs, That's and the other people just say, look, God made everything, so cannabis. So that's and so the padre don't mind that we make money off drugs, but they don't have to be really involved in everything. So I think that's a bit the balance that they want to keep all the time for all these years.
Okay.
On one hand, they say it's good for the mental health to regulate it, and on the other hand, the other party said no, it's not good because it's like infecting your brain and you're not closer to God because you're stoned. Okay. So that's the whole issue all the time. Police don't really come after you as long as you do the coffee shop. So if you don't do big criminal things, no cocaine or weapons or women or a lot of weed gardens or shit like that, then they leave you.
Okay.
The system is shit because the government put everywhere a stick, and if they want, they pick up the stick and hit you with it. Because they have so many strange rules contradicting to each other. We have to, we only are allowed to have 500 grams, but no bakery gonna stop selling croissants if they still have a lot of croissants there. They keep on selling the croissants till it's finished. That's what a coffee shop, a bar, everybody does when they have a business. So they know people are gonna refill the shop and refill the shop.
Yes.
And yeah, that makes it stupid.